Alright, so I'm back again with part two of this video of blacks in the military. So, um, this part is more so about what black people do in the military. And the mentality that I think is it kind of just runs, is outside the military and inside the military too. And there's this preconceived notion that if you're in the military and you're black, you don't fight. You're not in a combat MOS. You don't jump out of planes. You don't ride helicopters. You don't fly helicopters, jets. You just in the military. And that's not true. So I understand, the mentality behind it. Like you're already, for one, putting yourself at risk joining the military, especially when I joined during the time of war. But to pick a MOS with a combat arms specialty is putting yourself at greater risk. So I understand that. But to say that black people just don't do it and that we shouldn't do it, I think that's, a wrong thing to say. And I think when I was in the military, just knowing other black people that I knew, and they found out that I was airborne, they gave me, a funny look. And it was just like, I'm going to get the most out of the military that I can. And one thing that stuck with me when I was a private, I remember going through basic training, and our company went to a ranger school graduation. Now, if you don't know what rangers are, I'll just keep this brief. But rangers, there's a difference between just having a ranger tab and being in ranger battalion. Ranger battalion is a special operations organization, and they specialize in like direct action raids, things of that nature, airborne assaults. Now, having a ranger tab just means you went to ranger school, you've met all the qualifications and passed all the tests that was necessary in order to earn your ranger tab. So the graduation we went to was from ranger school, and these guys they had earned the right to wear their ranger tab. So there was a demonstration that they do at every graduation called Rangers in Action. And that's just showing, not necessarily what they do throughout the school, but the capabilities of what, those in Ranger battalions do. So, they're jumping out of helicopters into the water, fighting skills, demolition. One guy, he had a bomb in his hand, like a simulated bomb in his hand. He threw it into the crowd. It wasn't a real bomb. And then, like, I think it was a female, she caught it. Then an explosion went off somewhere in the distance, and like everybody thought, the bomb went off in her hands, and it was a joke. But it was funny, and I remember just looking at these guys, like, seeing that type of shit. It's like, that's the only type of shit that you see in movies. And I understand, that's how they recruit, but it's like, that's the intent of the military. That's the whole purpose. The purpose of the Army is to close with, engage, and destroy the enemy. And the Army has their public relations have given this notion of, hey, join the Army, go to college, get out, have skills when you get into the civilian sector, which is true, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's so much more you can do. And when I saw that, that's what I aspired to be. And I've tried it. I've failed. I still have aspirations to do some of those things. And yes, I am a black person. I am a black man, and I still jump out of planes. I've been doing it my whole career. And, it's just something that I think is not anything wrong with that. If you're black or white, Hispanic, whatever. I don't think it should be something that's frowned upon in the black community, like it was when I came up, and there's this big push to not do it. I understand you don't want to lose your life, but I mean, you can lose your life driving to work, going to the damn grocery store, or whatever, and you don't really see that many black people in those type of MOSs, but the men that I see, and there's very few. There's one I know personally, and two that I kind of am inspired by. They are exceptional men. Not just because they're black, but they're exceptional men. But to add to it, they are black. And one guy I'm gonna mention is Nicholas Irving. Now, Nicholas Irving was in 3rd Ranger Battalion, and like I stated with Rangers, he was a Ranger in name. He earned his Ranger tab, but he also was a Ranger in his life. Like, that was his lifestyle, to be a Ranger. And he was in the Ranger Battalion, and he earned the nickname the Reaper because this guy was a sniper in 3rd Ranger Battalion, and he racked up like over 30 kills in one deployment. When they went out, they knew somebody was going to get their fucking head blown off with him. And here we go, a black man in Ranger Battalion doing something that no one in that battalion has done in history. And he has books out. He's been in a few TV programs, and I think there's going to be a show or a movie done on him sometime in the future, if I'm not mistaken. But guys like that, aspire to be somebody like that, and it's not necessarily saying like, oh, just be this kill hungry person. It's not about that. It's just, if there's something that you want to do, don't be ashamed of doing. Don't let anyone shame you or talk you out of wanting to do things like that in the military. Another guy, David Goggins, his name almost slipped my mind, but this guy, I mean, he's another exceptional black man in the Navy. He was a Navy SEAL, but prior to that, he was in the Air Force, and he attempted to go through CC combat controller training. Can't remember if he said he passed it, but I'm pretty sure he did pass it. But he got out, gained like almost 150 pounds, decided that this wasn't for him, being overweight, working at the job that he was working at, and he wanted to be a Navy SEAL. So he picked himself up, lost his weight, stopped feeling sorry for himself, and became a Navy SEAL. And it took him more than one try. But this guy, I mean, he's an exceptional man. He broke the world record for pull-ups. He was a bodyguard for someone in an embassy in Iraq, I believe. The guy's got a book. He's been on podcasts, and just like I was saying, these men that do these things that are out there, they're exceptional men. You know what I'm saying? So us as black people, like, black men, we really have to expand our mindset beyond the norms of what we've been told we do as black men and what we're told we should do as black men. If you feel that you want to aspire to be these things in the military, then go for it, man. Just know it. I mean, it's going to be difficult. You're going to face challenges. You may face racism, like I stated in my other video, but nothing is going to stop you but you, okay, from achieving the things that you want to achieve. So, yeah, man, just know that we're out there. Like I said, I'm not in those fields I aspire to be still, because I still got a little bit of youth left and there's still things that I want to do. But yeah, if you aspire to be those things, man, don't let the black mentality tell you otherwise, because you're just living for someone else. All right.